Welcome to Life, Finance, and Real Estate, where we discuss how to make smart money moves, the ever changing real estate market, and of course, things going on in life. And here to talk about it more with you is your host, Kirby the Realtor.
Straight down, came up. God made a way. Straight down, came up. God made a way. Straight down, came up. God made a way. Let me tell you about it. You can sit and wait around. You can make it happen. I've been walking in the spirit. Ain't no way around it. And it's up. Yeah. And it's up. Yeah. Pedal to the metal, headed to the top. Swerving around the block, this be getting hot. It's so hot. The holy got a purpose, I can't ever stop. I got Lamborghini Mercy on me, I'm outside with the cool. Look at that, deja vu. Not with the trap, but I'm still on the move. Holy got the Holy Ghost, I'm jumping through the roof. I was down, but I stayed down, came up. God made a way. Stayed down, came up. God made a way. Stayed down, came up. God made a way. Let me tell you about it. You can sit and wait around, or you can make it happen. I've been walking in the spirit. Ain't no way around it. Running in the spirit. And it's up.
Hey family. Welcome back to Life, Finance, and Real Estate with the girl Kirby the Realtor. Yes, that is me. I'm Kirby. Hey, so I want to thank you as always to my listeners that support me, that shares my posts, that comments on my YouTube, that's, shares it with other people. Thank you for all the encouraging words, texts, emails, the questions. I appreciate you guys. You don't know how much that means to me. And I want to welcome my new listeners. I want to thank you for tuning in today, because here on Life, Finance, and Real Estate, we educate, we empower, and we elevate, because I don't teach you how to earn it. I'll teach you how to what? How to keep it, because ownership, y'all, it starts in the mind. It starts in the mind, and it's all about success. It's all about purpose and growth. I teach you how to own your life so that you can what? Own a piece of America. So listen, before we jump into today's episode, let's quickly recap last week's conversation. Last week on episode 24, we talked about the pulse of the people. We talked about the importance of actually listening. The importance, y'all, of listening to people, listening to what they're experiencing, listening to the challenges the people are facing, listening to the concerns they have about life, finance, health, and their future. Because if we're honest, y'all, people are carrying a lot these days. And if you're listening, you could be carrying a lot these days. People are working hard. People are raising families. People are building businesses. And people are trying to keep everything together while they're silently carrying burdens that many people never see. Many people don't know what other people are dealing with. They see the surface. They see things that's on Facebook. They see, them riding good, and they see their houses, and they dress well, but they really don't know that people are really carrying a lot of weight. But one thing became very clear, y'all. People are looking for hope. They're looking for somebody to really listen, to see them. They're looking for purpose. They're looking for leadership. They're looking for community. Y'all, when I say they're looking for communities, like when we were growing up, when it said it takes a village, y'all, it really takes a village. It really takes a village, and we don't have that anymore. People are looking for that again. Perhaps now more than ever, people simply need to know that somebody cares. Which brings me to today's guest, y'all. Many people know him as a boxer. They know him as a coach. They know him as the owner of JB Boxing and Fitness. But after knowing him personally, I can tell you there's much more to his story than boxing, y'all. Most people will ask about boxing, but few people ask about the man behind the glove. And today, that is exactly what we're doing, because behind every pair of gloves is a story. Behind every entrepreneur is a journey, and behind every champion is a purpose. And today's guest is someone who has poured into countless lives throughout our community. He has mentored young people. He has encouraged families. He's not only mentored young people, y'all. He's mentored people older than him, including myself. He has helped people improve their physical health, strengthen their mental health, and regain confidence regain confidence in themselves. And many times he's done it simply because he cares. And as I listened to his story, one thing stood out to me. He doesn't define success by trophies or by belts. He defines success, y'all, by impact. Because sometimes the greatest champions aren't the ones holding the belts. They're the ones changing lives. Today we're talking about purpose, leadership, faith, community, discipline, and what it truly means to become what Muhammad Ali once represented, the people's champion. So grab your notebooks, settle in, and join me as we get to know the man behind the gloves, Joshua Brown, owner of JB Boxing and Fitness. Welcome to Life, Finance, and Real Estate. So Joshua, many people see the boxer, they see the trainer, they see the entrepreneur, but I believe many people don't realize the heart behind what you do. Most people will ask about boxing, but few people ask about the man behind the glove. So let's start at the beginning. Who is Joshua Brown, and what first drew you to boxing?
That is a wonderful question. So yes, just to introduce myself, I am Joshua Brown. I'm from Prentice, Mississippi. That's a small town in the state of Mississippi. The neighborhood that I grew up in, I grew up around like 13 young men. A lot of our mothers were single parent mothers. So the area that I grew up in was a lot of aggression. Saw a lot of unfortunate things. I had to grow up very fast. I grew up without a father, and I had a little anger in me, but I was just, the environment that I grew up around, it caused me to have tough skin. And the way that we solved our problems in my neighborhood is by using our hands. And you had to learn how to think like fast at an early age. So, anger led me to boxing, but I was inspired by Muhammad Ali and Floyd Mayweather. I want to touch on those two. Muhammad Ali, one thing that I was inspired by when it comes to him is his character, his integrity, the way that he was. I don't say he the people's champ because of what he did in the boxing ring. I say he's the people's champ by the way he treated people, because a true champion can go out into the community and they can embrace the people and be accepted by the people. Floyd Mayweather, when I saw Floyd Mayweather at an early age when I was being inspired and led into the boxing world, one thing I learned from him and what drew me to him is that he come from a similar background like myself. And one thing that I took from him is that if you focus on your craft and give it all that you got, you can change your lifestyle. You can generate revenue. You can change those lives around you. You can earn a fortune. But me, I don't do a whole lot of things for money. I give my all into everything. My service to the earth is the rent that I pay to be here on this earth. So Joshua Brown, the man behind boxing, is a man that's here to make a difference. I'm here to spark a flame, change the minds of anybody who has a brain like myself, to let them know with the example of my life that you can do anything by using the ability that God has placed on the inside of us. And we all have the gift and we all have a purpose, but some people know what their purpose are and some people know why they're here. And some people don't. Me, I was blessed to know why I'm here at an early age. And I can say I had thoughts like it could be a blessing or it can be a curse. What I mean by that is you can use it the right way or you can use it the wrong way. Because when you focus on your purpose, you're walking in your purpose, God allow you to have a lot of the things that you think about. So, again, I'm Joshua Brown, and I am a boxing promoter. That's always been my ultimate goal, but there are some steps that I had to take. I had to first be a boxer, then I became a coach, and then I opened up a gym, and after that, I later on started hosting boxing events. I have sold 4 boxing events. 3 of them I sold out. My 4th show, I did some record-breaking numbers, but we still got more work to do, and soon I'll be opening up my new business, God willing.
Okay. So let me ask you this. What made you decide to open JB Boxing and Fitness?
What made me decide to open up JB Boxing and Fitness is I did it because I wanted to reach my community. I know that the service that I offer, which is I'm a personal trainer and I am a USA boxing coach. I know that when it comes to fitness, everybody needs to take time out of their day and out of their life to service their vehicle. If you don't service your vehicle is not going to perform at its highest potential. It's not going to get you far. It's not too much you can do. You can even lose your life, you know. My boxing services, I feel like everybody needs that. It is a great way to relieve stress. It's good for hand and eye coordination. It's good for cardiovascular health. It just helps save lives. And the main reason why I opened up JB Boxing Fitness is so that I can help my community, help myself and help my community.
So this really became bigger than just a business for you. It sounds like you weren't just building a gym. You were building a place where people, could belong and can become more healthier and clearer in mind. So would it be fair to say that this became more of a ministry than just a business?
Yes, it is definitely my ministry. Boxing is my ministry. I'm able to reach so many people through this. It's my purpose. It's my ministry. That is great. Yes.
Okay, so for some people listening right now who thinks that boxing is only for like fighters, that's really not the case. People may be surprised to hear how much of a full body, workout boxing actually is. And the beautiful thing is you don't have to become a professional boxer to experience the benefits. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, I can. So one of the number one questions that I get asked when I'm out in the community or when people are on my website and they send me an email is, hey, I would love to come to your gym and experience your service, but do I have to be a boxer? Or they say, hey, I want to come and hit the mitts or take on your boxing service, but I don't want to get in the ring. I don't want to get in the face. But I'm here to tell each and every one who's listening that you do not have to be a boxer. You do not have to get inside of the ring. I offer mid-work services. You actually, I can take you through drills, take anyone through drills without even having to put gloves on their hand. I work with people all different walks of life. I can teach my service to someone who's in a wheelchair. I can work with anybody. As long as you have the ability to see and listen and you can pay attention to me, all I need is a few minutes of your time and I can get the job done. But my service is for anyone. You want to lose weight, you can come and experience my service. If you want to tone up, you can come and experience my boxing service. If you need therapy, you can come and experience my boxing session. There are so many great benefits, but I always tell every human being, you need this, and you will not understand until you experience it one time. Most people become addicted to the service because of the way that they feel after they leave doing a session with me. They often tell me how great they feel.
Yeah. That's good because I feel like when we do that too, you're not just a trainer, but I mean boxers like you. For me, I just know that people tend to talk about their worries, their stresses and stuff, and then that we're dumping it on you. Because even being a realtor, our clients become family, right? So who helps Joshua? How do you clear your mind? How do you get those burdens and things off of you? Of other people?
That is a great question. So how I take care of Joshua is around 7:30 in the mornings when my fighters arrive early or when they don't arrive early. I often go on like a 3-mile run. Sometimes I ask my boxers to hold the pads, the punching mitts, and I punch the pads. I work out with them. I take our time every day. I break from 12 to 3, and I do simple things like outside of my service, I do simple things like go to my home. I watch boxing. When I watch boxing, I lock in on it, and no problem in the world don't exist. I forget about all the challenges and pressures of life. I travel and go to boxing events. Another thing that I do, I like to be around water. I like to be around water. Sometimes I sit in saunas. Sometimes I go swimming. Sometimes I go in the steam room. But my go-to when I have nobody to go to is always go on a run. Because going on a run, it teach you a lot of things. When your body want to quit, you have to tell yourself, keep going. It's just you and that road. You know what I'm saying? Your body, like a lot of challenges. You get a chance to think about life. You get a chance to talk to God. But like I said, your body always want to stop when you close. But it teaches you a lesson every time. When you just keep going, you realize you get there faster. So those are certain things that I do to take care of Joshua.
Yeah, that's good. What would you say has been one of the hardest parts about owning your own gym?
Wow. One of them, there are a lot of challenges. One of the hardest parts about owning my own gym is having a heart, having a big heart. And that's a lesson that I'm trying to learn with being an entrepreneur is I care so much about my community. Sometimes I get clients like young boys or some, or sometimes little girls, or and they want to come in and work out or something, or they need to be in the gym. Sometimes I know that they can't afford to pay, and I still take them on, and I still give them the service. And when I give them the service, I give them all I got. You know, I give them 100% of them, because one thing you got to do is, and think about is, I would rather, as an entrepreneur, I would rather that young man be inside of my gym training than being out there in the streets, being influenced, getting put on drugs, you know, getting involved with some negative things in the streets. I know that with me taking our time with them, my one lesson can help change their life and stop them from making a 20-second decision that can destroy their life. So that is one thing, is having a big heart, because I got bills too. I got a family. My landlord does not care about having, you know, he don't care about, I can't go and tell him, hey, I helped 10 people this month, or I helped 25 people this month. No, when the rent is due, when the light bill is due, half the time, hey, you don't even see a human being. You better put it on that money order and put it in that box. So just having the biggest heart and caring for. But at the end of the day, I cannot say that it go in vain, because I never ever came up short as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I always have some help there when it's time for me to need help.
Yeah. I can attest to your big heart because I've seen it in action. I know there was a season in my life where I could not afford to pay for the gym. And you know what you told me? You said, come on in, I got you. And I was showing up every day. And I want to tell you publicly, I'm so grateful and I appreciate you for doing that, because it meant a lot, but it helped too. It helped me be able to clear my mind, but it did show me, because I'm like you, I have a big heart in business too. And I don't know. I just want to thank you, Joshua. Thank you, because it meant a lot. It meant a lot, and I appreciate you. And anyone who knows you knows how much you love kids. So you already kind of answered that. My next question about why is investing in young people so important to you. So I appreciate you, and I'm glad you have a big heart. But like you said, you can have a big heart, but them bills don't stop coming, right? So
Right.
yeah. So have there been moments where you've seen boxing like change a child's confidence or direction that they were going in life? Like, have you actually seen it happen, like transform them?
One more time, I want to make sure I answer correct. I had a call coming. One more time.
It's okay. Have there been moments where you've seen like boxing change a child's confidence or the direction in life?
Absolutely. There have been plenty times. I could use a guy, and I say his name because his mama was mine. She's so happy. I remember working with a young man who was he was in, what is it called, juvenile. juvenile detention center downtown Hattiesburg.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, when I met him, he was in and out of that. And I like back to he couldn't afford it. He had a single parent mother. I remember her coming to me and saying, "Hey, actually, there's two guys I can talk about." I remember first the woman coming to me, she said, "Hey, I want you to work with my son." And at the time, I'm like, "Man, I need help myself." But anyway, I was like, "Hey, here's my prices. This is how much I charge." And I noticed they disappeared. Then I ran to the mother, like, "Hey, where your son?" And he back in the detention center. That happened twice. So one day I ran into, I said, "Bring him by." Brought him by. He came to one of my camps. I was working with him, did mid work with him. One day, after working with him, we sat down and had a conversation. One conversation turned into like 30 conversations. Then I noticed that he was changing. Then I noticed like the improvement. He started opening up. He started sharing his grades with me. He wanted to do better. He started asking me a lot of questions. "Man, where you come from? How you get here? How you get this?" Like the gym that is. I started very transparent with him. "Hey, man, I didn't come from a rich background. Hey, my father, I don't know the differences my mother and father had. But, hey, I used to deal with anger. Hey, I had these bad goals, but I turned my life around. I started focusing on what I want to do, et cetera, et cetera." I noticed he used to listen to me. So I said all that to say later on, come to find out that same young man ended up disappearing. Came back to me. He was 18. Came in the gym. First thing he said, I was like, "Man, you come to work out?" He said, "No, I want to invite you to my graduation. I'm going to the Navy." I said, "Huh?" So now that young man probably doing way better than me. Another young man, his mother brought him to me when he was 16. This is unfortunate. I just worked with him this Saturday. This young man, mother brought him to me when he was 16, and I worked with him until like he was 17. Disappeared. Then he came to me his senior year. She brought him back to me his senior year. I was working with him. Now that conversation, mother. Come to find out 2 weeks before his graduation, he came and said, "Hey man, can you come to my graduation?" And I was just like, yeah, I can't. Being an entrepreneur, you never really know how your schedule gonna go because you gotta do everything possible to keep what you got most of the time. So I was like, "Man, I'm gonna do all I can." But he came to me. I was like, "Man, I'm gonna do all I can." And he said, "No, I need you to." So why? He said, "Man, my mother was trying to take care of me. She had to do some things that she had no business, and she went to prison. She got caught. She was trying to pay for his senior stuff." So he was telling me, "Man, you all I got to come." So that same young man just came back to visit me last Saturday. He graduated. He graduated from Pearl River. He's a welder. He told me his mother be getting out soon. But just life-changing things like that. Yeah. And as an entrepreneur, as a gym owner, most of the time I think I'm helping people, but those people be helping me just as much as I'm helping them. Yeah. Because somebody's going through some stuff, and it reminds me like, man, it could all be worse. You know what I'm saying? So help as people as you can. Don't be a money-hungry entrepreneur, gym owner. Don't be greedy, because it all will be taken away. I tell people that you'll get more blessing when you're doing it for the right reason versus the wrong reason. You know what I'm saying? You could do what you're doing just for money, you won't get too far. So you could do it and have a good heart and have integrity and character, and you'll get so much further. But yes, that's the truth.
What do you think young people need most today?
I think that most people need leaders like the old school leaders. They need somebody to take out time to talk to them. I feel like back then there were more adults reaching out to the youth, and there was what do they say? It takes a village. The village was so much stronger, but now I feel like all of us be in survival mode, and we all be having our own thing going. And sometimes we can forget about the youth. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they need more leaders. They need more. Like back then, the leaders was harsh and cruel. Like if the village was big and strong. For example, if somebody, an adult in my neighborhood, saw me out at a football game doing something, I ain't had no business there. Hey, you know you don't supposed to be doing that. You need to get yourself together. You know, they'll check you.
Right.
I think we need more aggressive leaders out here. I think we need more community events. I think we need more of God, man. I think we need to bring the church bands back and go and go to these neighborhoods and pick these kids up and take them to I forgot what it was called.
Vacation Bible School.
Yeah, Vacation Bible School, and we all pitch in and feed them and let them go on a field trip or something. We need all of that, all of those things. They need all that back in the community right now.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is hosting boxing events. For the last event I did, I tried to allow, well, I didn't try, but I allowed kids age 13 and under to get in free. Without the meaning behind it, the whole moral behind it, was I was trying to force families to spend time with their children.
Yeah.
To come together in the community. Like, if the kids get in free, who gonna bring them? The mother and the father. Who was my purpose in it.
Say that part again. It was perfect. What?
I said that was my purpose behind allowing those kids to get in free, was that I know if the kids into the boxing event and got in free, the mother and father had to bring them. Another thing I did was I paid food truck to feed all the kids for the fight. Why? Because if the kid come get something to eat, the mother and father has to bring them. And that was my whole purpose behind all of it. It was forcing unity amongst families.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. If you could speak to every young person listening right now, what would you tell them?
If I could speak to every young person, I would tell them if there's anything they ever wanted to do, I tell them to do it. Never let anybody trick you into believing that you can't use it. You can't be what you want to be. You could be anything that you want to be by using the ability that God has placed on the inside of you. Just a little short testimony, and I said this on an interview. When I started doing what I wanted to do, that's when my life began to be how I wanted it to be. The moment I started doing what I love, I then began to live the life that I love. And that is what it is. So I would tell them to stay focused. I tell the young boys, don't fall victim to the girl, you know, a lot of girls and stuff, a lot of ladies. One of the things that my mother always told me, that every woman that smile in your face, that don't mean they want you. And that has helped me throughout my life. I tell the young boys, just you know, stand up right, pull your pants up, keep your head up, follow your dreams. You want to play drums, study, get on YouTube, study the greats. If you want to be a boxer, find the boxing gym, find me, research me. When you're not with me, get on YouTube, get on social media or something, and study the best boxers. And the number one thing I wanted to say, be yourself. You don't have to be like anybody else. God made you the best way he could. Everything about you is great. Everything about you is enough. That's to the young boys and the young girls. You are enough. Be yourself. You can get so far in life by being yourself. Your dream is your dream. Don't steal nobody's dream. Don't hate on nobody. Don't be envious. Don't look at your friends thinking that they don't look at the shiny things and look at your friends and think that they got it all together. Everybody deals with something. It ain't always what it look like. So be grateful for what you got and make the best out of what you have. And that's what I say to them, the youth, and anybody.
That's real. So one last thing, maybe two. What legacy do you hope to leave behind?
What legacy I hope to leave behind is I want to be remembered as somebody who, if you ever cross paths with me, I gave you 100% of me. Hope I made you smile. I hope I was myself. I hope I was genuine. I hope you look at me as a true inspiration because, like Tupac say, there's a rose that grew from concrete. I started off with nothing and I turned into something. I always worked with what I had. I never looked at somebody else and wanted to be like them or wanted what they had because I've I've often and still is to this day get looked at as like I got it all together. I don't. There's been times where I was in my gym training clients and everybody was like, well, a lot of people was like, man, I want to be in this position. I want this. They didn't even know I ain't had the money. Didn't know how I was going to pay rent next month. There was some months like that. Like, you can't look at shiny things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the legacy that I want to leave behind is be remembered as a man that walked in his purpose, a man who served his community, a man who left the world empty. I do everything that I think about. Even if I'm most afraid. When I'm most afraid, that's when I know it's time for me to do it. I got to do that. Because one thing I found out is always going to be all right. My legacy would be that I made a difference. And I was the people's champion. And I did all I could to touch as many people as I could and be a servant. And I always ask God to use me until I'm useless. There's one prayer that I pray before I go in my gym every morning when I start my day. I say, God, use me to shine like a light in every dark place. Let your grace and mercy be upon me everywhere that I go. There's work that needs to be done. Use me to do it, oh God, for I am not afraid. And that's that.
I like that. I like that. Listen, Joshua, I don't want to keep you all evening because I have a lot of questions, but I truly, truly enjoy and I appreciate you taking out time to share a little bit about us, about who Joshua is, the man behind the glove. So I appreciate you for tuning in and taking out time to listen today. Joshua, if someone listening today is struggling physically, mentally, emotionally, or even financially, what message would you leave with them?
I tell them to stay strong, hold on, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be ashamed of your situation and circumstance. Reach out and ask for help. I'm 35 years old. I ask. Closed mouth don't get fed. Be humble enough to say, hey, I need some help. Hey, I'm trying to get this. Ask God first, ask your peers, because he got all type of resources around each and every one of you. So don't be afraid to ask for help because your situation ain't always going to be like that. Be humble enough to hold your head up when you're not in the best position and be grateful and humble enough to hold your head up when you are in the best position.
Yes, sir. Well, Joshua, thank you so much.
Anytime. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. All right. Thanks. So, family, remember that success isn't just measured by what you have in the bank. It is also measured by your peace, your health, your relationships, and your ability to enjoy the life you worked so hard to build. Because I don't just teach you how to earn it. I teach you how to keep it on your life so you can own a piece of America. Listen, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in today. Bye for now. See you soon.
Thank you for tuning in to Life, Finance, and Real Estate with Kirby the Realtor. You can catch us every Thursday at 12 p.m. on 92.1 WJMG, 93.1 WGDQ, and also you can listen live at 921WJMG.com or 931WGDQ.com. If you happen to miss the live recording, don't fret, we'll replay it at 6 p.m. tonight. Thank you once again for listening to Life, Finance, and Real Estate.
Straight down, came up. God made a way. Straight down, came up. God made a way. Straight down, came up. God made a way. Let me tell you about it. You can sit and wait around. You can make it happen. I've been walking in the spirit. Ain't no way around it. And it's up. Yeah. And it's up. Yeah. headed to the top. Swerving around the block, this be getting hot. The Holy got a purpose, I can't ever stop. I got Lamborghini Mercy on me, I'm outside with the crew. Look at that, deja vu. Not with the trap, but I'm still on the move. Holy got the Holy Ghost, I'm jumping through the roof. I was down, but I stayed down, came up. God made a way. Stayed down, came up. God made a way. Stayed down, came up. God made a way. Let me tell you